Yeah, very good morning, students. So, I'm Vishwanath. I came from Bangalore. So, I'm the new math teacher. So, I have 15 years of experience. Yeah. So, today we are going to discuss about rational numbers. What is that? Rational numbers. Before to know about rational numbers, we should know about natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, as well as negative numbers. Right. So let us see that which are called natural numbers. So natural numbers means that in our day-to-day life we are using all those numbers, right? So here is for example, if I ask, so how many hands have you? You can say that two hands. How many brothers have you? Three brothers. No brothers. Five brothers. So like that. How many members are there in our family? Yes, five members. How many students are there in our class? So you can say that certain number. So that's why here is we are giving without our knowledge, we are giving certain number, right? So those numbers we are using in our day-to-day life. Which numbers we are using all these numbers? Tell me which numbers are using in our day-to-day life. So for example, see, so which numbers we are using? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. All these are we are using, right? These are, so naturally we are using, that's why these are called as natural numbers. What they are called? Natural numbers. Natural numbers. So it is denoted by capital N. What is that first letter? Capital N. So natural numbers means, so naturally we are using in our day-to-day life. That's why they are called as natural numbers, right? So what are the natural numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. Infinity. Is there any largest? Can you say that largest natural number? We cannot say because there is no end at all. So next one, what is the smallest natural number? Smallest one, what is that? 1. 1 is the smallest natural number, right? Understood now? What is that? Here is natural numbers means it is denoted by n. And so what are the numbers are there in natural numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on infinity. So these are called natural numbers. So all these numbers are, why they are called natural numbers? We are using all these numbers in our day-to-day life, right? So naturally we are using, that's why these are called, what they are called? Natural numbers. Next come to that, you just observe this in natural numbers. So 10 will be there, 100 will be there, like this, 1000 will be there, right? So he observed that, yes, so here is 10, here two zeros are there. So not only these numbers, we are using one more number. What is that? 0. That's why these are, so 0 is also one more new number. That's why we can say that, so 0 and natural number, these are all together, we can say that whole numbers. Whole means, what is mean by whole? That is total numbers, right? So whole numbers. Whole numbers. It is denoted by capital W, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. All these are called, what they are called? Whole numbers. Whole means that is total, everything. So there is no other number they are telling that is. So one mathematician, so he said, he stated first, before that, after this, so he invented that whole numbers. What are they? Some mathematicians like olden mathematicians. See, he observed 0 and he gave that, yes, not only these numbers, we are using 0 also. So that's why these are all whole numbers. Right? What is the smallest whole number? The smallest whole number is the smallest whole number. Whole number is, what is that? 0. This is that What is the smallest whole number? 0. What is the largest whole number? There is no largest whole number. So there is no largest natural number. Like that, there is no largest whole number. Right. Can you say that every natural number is also a whole number? Yes. We can say that every natural number is also a whole number. Because here is there no. So every natural number is contained in the whole numbers. That's why every natural number is also a whole number. And so next one is come to that. So next one more mathematician. He observed. Yes. Why can't we invent it? We can invent the new numbers. Yes, I can invent. So being like a like your intelligent students and they became some genius people. They will thought in different manner. So that like that. So one more mathematician he observed. Yes. See all these are the numbers. Then why can't I? Why should I? I can invent new numbers. Like that, he stated that he created one the numbers. He put a tail in front of the numbers. That is minus. So like negative numbers. Negative. That is nothing but. So negative numbers. So negative numbers are, what are they? So minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 and so on, minus infinity. So these are, so and so on means there is no, so largest, there is no smallest. See that all these are called, these are all called as negative numbers. What they are called? Negative numbers. See, you see that in this, what is the largest in negative number? This is the largest number, because if it is, so largest means when we can say that moving left side, that means on the number line. So why we can take it as, wait, see, you just observe this. The smallest one we cannot say that in that negative numbers. So which number, which number having the smallest one having negative side, that is the largest one. That is the largest one. For example, why sir? You may get the doubts. For example, so so you took that, so 1 rupee from your friend. You took the 1 rupee from your friend. And same way, so another your friend, one more friend, he took that, he is having, so credit, that is, he is having debit, so not debit, credit. He took 10 rupees from other student. Okay. So taking that, borrowing that, how much is that? That is negative. Borrowing the amount is nothing but negative. Okay. Understood now? So which is greater compared to, so you are taking 1 rupee and your friend is taking 10 rupees. So which is that compared to which is poor? Who is that? So here is, see, 1 rupee is that, it is 1 rupee is the very small number, right? 1 is small number and 10 is more number, right? So here is compared to that negative numbers. If we compare the negative numbers, which is the smallest one? Which is the smallest one? That is the biggest one. Okay. You see that here is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 and so on. This is the small number 1 which is having negative. That is the biggest one. Compared to minus 1 and minus 2, minus 1 is greater than minus 2, and compared to minus 2 is greater than minus 3, and minus 3 is greater than minus 4, like this. So now which is the smallest one? Which is the smallest negative number? There is no smallest negative number, but which is the greatest negative number? 1, minus 1 is there, no, right, in this negative numbers. So minus 1 is the greatest one, and here is minus 0.1, minus 0.3, like that. So it is there, but of these, which is the greatest one? Minus 1. And the next one is there. So these negative numbers and whole numbers together is called as integers. What they are called? Integers. Next one is integers. It is denoted by Z. So here is and so on, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on infinity. So these are called as what they are called? So integers. See that whole numbers and negative numbers together is called as what they are called? Integers. It is denoted by Z. So why it is denoted by Z? It is denoted by I, no. So first letter is I, no. So that's why, because this integer is nothing but it is derived from the word Jalan. So what is that word? Jalan. What is the first letter? Z is the first letter. That's why it took that Z. So Z means integers which consist of whole numbers and negative numbers. So next one is, can you say that every whole number is also integer? Yes, every whole number is also contains in integers. That's why, so whole numbers is also contains in integers. Understood? So we can say that every whole number is an integer, but every integer is not an whole number, because negative numbers are there. These are not in whole numbers. That's why every integer is not a whole number, but every whole number is a integer, right? So next one is there, what is the smallest integer here? What is the smallest integer? Can you say that smallest one? There is no smallest integer and there is no greatest integer. Okay, so these are generally we can use what is meant by Jalan means to count, because it is easy to count, because of, see on the number line, so he created this number line, so these numbers to count, to easy to count. Okay, from center point O, so we can move right side as well as left side. See 1 1 minus 1 1 like that. Right side is positive, left side is negative. See that right side is positive, left side is negative, right? So we can easily to count the numbers. It is easy to count. So that's why they use that. So these numbers are on the number line, right? And come to that after this. So next one is one more mathematician. He observed these numbers. Yes, he invented first natural numbers. One more mathematician invented whole numbers, then negative numbers, then integers. Why can't I? Then again, he thought that he got an idea. He wrote that numbers top and bottom like this: 1 by 2 and 3 by 4, 5 by 6, 7 by 8, like this. So these are all called as, they gave the name as rational numbers. What they are called? Rational numbers. Right. What are the rational numbers? Let us see that rational numbers. It is in the form of rational numbers means. So rational numbers. Rational numbers. It is denoted by Q. So Q, it is denoted by Q. What is meant by Q means? So here is the numbers which can be expressed or which can be written, in the form of P by Q, where Q is not equal to 0, P comma Q belongs to integers. Those numbers are called as rational numbers. See, rational numbers mean, this is the very most important. Rational numbers means, so the numbers which can be written in the form of P by Q, where Q is not equal to 0 and P and Q must be integers. These numbers are called as rational numbers. For example, you may saw so many rational numbers in our classes, in our textbooks, in our day-to-day life, right? So what are that? So the numbers which can be written in the form of P by Q, nothing but fractions. Yes, we can write now. Example. What are the examples? Tell me. 1 by 2. Is it a rational number? Yes, it is in the form of P by Q. And 1 by 2. 1 is 1 comma 2. They are integers. Next, 3 by 4, 5 by 6. All these are rational numbers. Right? And one more thing is that sometimes, sir, you may write, so 0.5. How can you write 0.5? Can you write this as 1 5 by 10? We can write it as 5 by 10, right? So next 0.2, how can you write it, ma? 2 by 10, right? So next 0.125, how can you write? 125 by 1000, right? Understood now? Here is like this. You just observe these decimals. These decimals are also we can express in the form of P by Q. We'll see the one more example. You see that 1 by 3. So it is also a rational number, right? So it is also a rational number, and you can see that what is the decimal. See, if we divide that, 1 is divided by 3. See 0 point here 0 3 9. So 1 again 0 3 9, right? Again 1 0. So again 3. So here is 9 1. It will continue. So 0.333 and so on. So that means here is, you see that though it is a number, the decimal part is not ended. So these type of decimals are all called as non-terminating repeating decimals. That's why, so non-terminating repeating decimals also called as rational numbers. Okay. So rational numbers means, come to that. Now here is rational numbers means which are in the form of, which can be written in the form of P by Q. Right, those are called as rational numbers. Now you just observe this. Pi, generally we can use that pi. What is the pi value? 22 by 7. It is not a rational number. Rational number. Remember this is the very most important. So this is not exact value. This is not exact value of pi. It is the approximate value. So pi is nothing but it is the approximate value of, so this is pi value is approximate value of 22 by 7 is the approximate value of pi. So what is the exact value here? So pi is the ratio between circumference of a circle and its diameter. So ratio pi is nothing but ratio between circumference of a circle and its diameter. So there is a circle is there. So this is the circle whose circumference is nothing but c. So here is diameter d. This is the center O. It is d. Now what is the circumference? Circumference means, so c is equal to pi d. There is a pi d. Now bringing this on either side. So pi equal to the ratio between circumference and its diameter. Then if we do that, this is the value of pi. But if we do this pi value, so you will get it a non-terminating, non-repeating decimal, you will get it. Non-terminating, non-repeating decimal, you will get it. So that's why pi is an irrational number. It is an irrational number. Okay. So Euclid proved that it is an irrational number. It is an irrational number because, so we'll get it non-terminating, non-repeating means like so here is for example, so 2.34567 like this. See here there is no repeating decimal. These are called as non-terminating, non-repeating. So this we cannot write in the form of P by Q. So that's why here is, what is that? So pi is it is not a rational number. It is an irrational number. Okay. See, come to that. So natural numbers, every natural number is also a rational numbers. See, n equal to set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. So every natural number is a rational number. Can you see that? 1 by 1. We can write it now. 2 by 1, 3 by 1, 4 by 1, 5 by 1. All these are, every natural number can be expressed in the form of P by Q. That's why we can say that every natural number is also a rational number. Next, whole number. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. Every whole number is also, we can write it as by 1, by 1, by 1 like this. Right? So every whole number is also an rational number, is a rational number. Integers. You see that? -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. This is, we can write it as like this, see, right? So every integer is also an is a rational number. We can express it in the form of p by q. That's why it is a, so every integer is a rational number. Next, what are there in rational numbers? Tell me. See that natural numbers will be there, whole numbers will be there, integers will be there, fractions will be there. So all these are decimals, terminating decimals will be there, terminating decimals will be there, non-terminating, repeating decimals will be there. So all these are called, together is called as rational numbers. Come to that, this is the natural number is the smallest one, and compared to whole numbers is big one, and compared to whole numbers and integers is a big one, and compared to, so integers and rational numbers, it is a big one. So we can write it as, so n is subset of w, and w is subset of z, and z is subset of q. See that subset means a part. N is a part in w. See, in w it is a big one. N is a part. It is a part. And w is a part in z. Z is a part in q. Like that. Okay. So like this. So this is the, so about rational numbers. Okay. Then come to the properties of rational numbers. What are the, you know that operations. What are the fundamental operations? So fundamental operations means, you know that, so addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So these four are called as, what they are called? Fundamental operations. Okay, we'll go through that. Here some properties are there, so we'll go through it. Yes. So first of all, addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So these four together is called as, so we can treat as dot circle. What is that called? Dot circle. Dot circle means, so which involves all these four fundamental operations. Okay. Now come to that first property. First property. What is that? Properties of rational numbers. Right. First one is closure property. Second one, commutative property. So third one is associative property. Next, fourth one, identity, existence of identity property. Next, fifth one is inverse property. Next, sixth one is distributive laws. Distributive property. So you know that, so all these are the properties. So then it is already, you know that you are familiar about all these properties you learnt in so previous class. So on integers also you learned what is closure property, commutative property, associative, identity, existence of identity. So next, existence of inverse. So what is the role of zero? You know that. So next, distributive laws. You already learned in previous class. Once you go through the properties, okay, and so we will discuss all these properties in the next class. We'll discuss and we'll go through it, and what are some problems are there on these properties, and what is the whether it is satisfies closure under which operations. So there is some table is there. We'll discuss tomorrow next class. Okay, we'll discuss it. Okay, thank you.